This video is the third in a series of training videos on Essence, and will go over how to use the query portal in Essence version 1.18. The query portal allows users to create personalized queries from the available data sources in Essence. The results can then be displayed in graphs, maps, tables, or line list views. This video will cover how to create and run queries and how to view the results. To access the query portal, click on the tab in the main navigation menu at the top of the screen. You will then be presented with the query wizard. The first field in the query wizard is the data source. This is a drop-down list with all the available data sources you can query on in Essence. Please refer to Essence training video number 2 for more information on the available data sources in Essence. All options that start with ER data will allow you to search your visit data from the emergency departments and urgent care centers. As you can see, there are 4 different options in the data source drop-down menu. ER data can be sorted by location of the patient or location of the hospital. As a district user, if you select ER data by patient location, you'll be able to view all emergency department and urgent care visits where the patient's residential zip code lies within your district. Conversely, if you view ER data by hospital location, you'll be able to view all visits that occurred at reporting healthcare facilities located within your district. Searching by patient location and visit, or hospital and visit, will enable you to query multiple syndromes or subsyndromes without viewing duplicates, where patients are classified into multiple syndrome categories based on their chief complaint. Because Essence categorizes visits into syndromes based on the terms located in the chief complaint, a patient's visit could be placed in multiple syndromes if they have relevant terms for multiple queries. The rest of this training video will focus on how to query for the emergency department and urgent care visit data by facility location. Once you select your data source, in this case we're selecting ER data by hospital location, which is the default data source option, you can pick the timescale of how you want the data to be presented. Queries can be run on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis. By default, the data will be returned on a daily scale. Please note that weekly queries are based on MMWR weeks, and quarterly queries follow the fiscal quarters of January through March, April through June, July through September, and October through December. The Detector field is where you can select the statistical calculation that Essence will run on your query. This is what applies yellow alerts and red alerts to your search results and indicates when the number of visits is statistically significantly different than the expected number. If you are unsure what statistical calculation to run, we recommend leaving the default option selected. If you would like to view your query results without these alerts, you can select No Detection. Next, you can select whether your query should display the results as counts or as percentages. The default is to show the results as visit counts. In order to select the time period of interest for your query, you can modify the start date and end date fields. The default time period is 90 days, but you can change it to make it shorter or longer. If you select the daily timescale, you can click on the little calendar icons to select your dates or type them in by hand. If you selected to use a longer timescale, like weekly, then you'll be given a drop-down menu to select from. Please note that if you query using the weekly timescale, it will return data from the Sunday of the starting week through the Saturday of the final week. Next, on the left side of the Query Wizard window, you will see the available fields that you can select in order to customize your query. This is where you will select the geographic and demographic parameters for your query. The variables look like folders, and the available options will appear when you click on them. For example, click on the hospital variable and a drop-down menu of the different facilities will appear in the center window. If you are interested in returning results from only Bon Secours Mary Immaculate, for example, you click on the facility name and hit Select. If you wish to select more than one facility, you can use the Control key on your keyboard while simultaneously clicking your mouse. In the right column, it will display all of the parameters you have selected for your query. If you want to remove a search parameter, you can click on the red X next to the specific variable. If you want to modify it further, you can click on the pencil icon to edit your selection. Keep in mind that you only need to select values for a variable when you want to narrow down your search parameters to something more specific. For example, if you want to return results on visits at all facilities, then you do not need to individually select each hospital and urgent care center, as the query will by default include them all. Geography system is where you select the location of interest. Because the ER data by hospital data source is currently selected, you have the option of picking the location of the healthcare facility or picking the individual healthcare facility by name. The region of the hospital variable equates to the health district where the healthcare facility is located. If you do not select a geographic location, it will default to the jurisdiction you are assigned to view and will return data from all of the healthcare facilities that are located within that area. To find visits related to different health conditions, Essence has about 80 subsyndromes available for use. These are all based on terms located within the chief complaint and include subsyndromes like influenza-like illness and asthma. Additionally, 13 broader syndrome categories are available. These include both infectious disease syndromes, such as respiratory and GI, as well as mental health syndromes like anxiety. The various age group variables, sex, race, ethnicity, and disposition category work much the same as the variables just discussed. Simply select the variable and values you would like to see the data for. After you've selected all of your search parameters, you can run your query to view the results. At the bottom of the center window, there are various options for how to display results. Time series will present the data in a trend line graph. We recommend using this option to visualize patterns before drilling down to the line level view. From here, you can choose Data Details to see the line level data for the entire period you selected. If you wish to see the line list view for a specific day, simply click on the corresponding data point on the trend line graph, or scroll down and click on the data details next to the date. The results can also be viewed geographically on a map by clicking Map View for that date. We will go into further detail about the options for creating and viewing through the query portal in future videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to email syndromic@vdh.virginia.gov.